Serbian President Aleksandar Vucic kisses the Chinese flag after a delivery of aid, in a report by Chinese global television network.
Serbia's president has praised China for helping in the battle of the new coronavirus. Aleksandar Vucic thanked China for its help and accused the European Union of abandoning his country by restricting...
It's a striking example of the coronavirus being used for propaganda aimed at foreign audiences, which is causing alarm in the West.
They made a big splash whatsoever out of the fairly limited Chinese aid, while I haven't seen any corresponding thank you whatsoever for the far more substantial help come from the European Union.
There have been similar scenes in other European capitals, such as here in EU member Hungary. A European Union report on April the 1st said that false claims it was disintegrating in the face of COVID-19 were trending on social media.
The content that we're seeing on broadcast is very much about creating this positive narrative of China. What's been very different about what we've seen in particular on Twitter is this much more aggressive kind of activity that's actually aimed at pushing disinformation itself.
A case in point is this tweet by Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Li Jianzhao. It promotes an article by a Canadian-based website that cites an unfounded conspiracy theory as evidence the coronavirus was developed in a US biological weapons lab. It was retweeted by Chinese ambassadors in South Africa, Botswana, Iran, France, Pakistan, Germany and many other countries. The unproven story was pushed earlier by Russian state media.
Я склоняюсь к версии, что это либо деятельность американских спецслужб, либо американских же международных корпораций фармацевтических, которые просто хотели заработать денег, как у них это получилось на эпидемии птичьего гриппа, свиного гриппа, той же атипичной пневмонии.
After this report appeared in Russian in January, versions in Arabic and Spanish were quick to follow. Another case was this video shared by Chinese officials, purportedly showing Italians applauding China for sending them medical aid. An Italian fact-checking website used open-source research to demonstrate that the video actually showed Italians thanking their own country's health workers. The Chinese anthem you can hear was, it said, added later. Similar stories have appeared in privately owned media in Russia. It looks like a mass spontaneous outpouring of gratitude, but the BBC reported that this music was actually played by the Italian mother-in-law of a Russian woman who writes for a pro-Kremlin website called Daily Storm.
If I take a step back and I look at the information strategies that authoritarian regimes like China and Russia are pursuing, essentially those regimes are afraid of information. They believe that information is something to be controlled and that it can be weaponized for their own manipulative purposes.
China now portrays its efforts to suppress the COVID-19 outbreak at home as a success story. But US Senator Ben Sasse called that garbage propaganda and said Beijing was falsifying its infection numbers and death toll. Both the United States and the European Union provided aid to China at the height of its coronavirus outbreak. But the EU's foreign policy chief, Josep Borrell, has said the pandemic has now led to a global battle of narratives. It's being fought amid a far deadlier struggle against the virus itself.